Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Heist League 3.12. In this episode, we got another one. We're going for another league starter today. This is all your fault, guys. You guys do this. Your hype, your anticipation, you want this. This is you, okay? You guys wanted a Golem league starter for 3.12. Well, I made it. Okay, so if you guys are new to Path of Building, go get Path of Building, and then you get my pastebin from the description for the Path of Building. You click import, and you click import from pastebin. You paste the code, click on it, and then copy it. Don't copy it from the description because it won't work. It'll give you a YouTube shortener, and it sucks. So this is my Golem League starter. Whoa, no way, dude. He fucking did it, dude. Look at this. Look at this. 642 regen, 5,500 life, 1 million DPS, 250k times 4 million DPS. You know, the reses are bad because I haven't no real items. It's just life on every item. You know, the basics, you know, the standard, just put life on everything. Half-life, got those basic flasks, you know, like I showed in the last league starter if you guys watched that. It was for the skeletons, which I'm going to be doing, but for the people who are sick and won't listen to me and want to do golems no matter what, and they don't care what I have to say, you know, okay, here you go, dude, I've done it. I put together the Golem League start. So, similar to the skeleton Necromancer League start, you're going to start off with the 12-point skill tree, okay? So, imagine that. You start the same. That makes sense. You're a witch summoner wanting to play as a summoner. Okay, so you start your normal stuff. You start raise zombie. I inputted all this manually, by the way. I retyped it. I did it all. Okay, freezing pulse, raise zombie 1 to 4. Then you get your raging spirit 4 to 10. Your frost blink 4 to 10. Val summon skeletons from 10 to 18. You have your 12 points. It's the same shit you were doing before. Flame dash at 10 to replace the frost blink. You don't use summon raging spirit. You use the Val summon skeletons now. Flesh offering at 12. Desecrate 16. Summon skitterbots at 16. And at 18 to 38, you're going for the big Val summon skeletons. But now I want to point out 25 points. Same skill tree. Okay. When does it change? 43 and normal lab is when it changes, because we didn't go to the Golem Commander in the skeleton build, and now we do. So you take Golem Commander, because extra Golem, you get your first Golem at 34. So like 40, this is 43 points in normal lab. So this is basically assuming 34 plus, and you finally have your first Golem. I put it in the build at 38. So you can still use your build to, you just love a little bit, get it to 38. And it's going to feel a lot better than 34, because the reason is multi-strike and brutality. So multi-strike, for these especially, stone golems, they... Let me just take this off for a sec. Okay, so they have... Oh, it's the skill tree. That's why the damage is so low. So they have a cooldown on their slam of 4 seconds without primordial harmonies, right? We used to use primordial harmonies to lower the cooldown of this skill for the stone golems, but we don't. This is a league starter, so we're assuming no items, so no uniques. We're gonna just go with the base shit and deal with it. And so what I'm saying is multi-strike makes it so instead of 1.7 with a 4-second cooldown, it's 1.3 cooldown with 1.7 attacks. So it'll finish the skill and then start attacking normally, and then it will come off cooldown again and it'll attack more. So it has a higher attack speed than the cooldown, so it's not going to permanently slam, and that's a good thing. But also it won't, it's like so much better. Multi-strike with, like, if you didn't have this, it's going to feel pretty poo-poo. You're barely going to slam. You're going to slam. Every 4 seconds, you're going to slam, where I'm going to get 3 slams every 4 seconds. Do you see the difference? Like, it's massive. That's the best way to put it. I'm glad I got there in the end. And then the other one, Brutality, is a big DPS difference over the other gems you could use. And we also use Feeding Frenzy because you don't have Primordial Might in this build. Because no jewels, no items, no uniques. So then we have to have aggressive minions on the stone golems to make them feel good. So this might feel really awkward, but at the same time, it looks pretty cool. So at 43, you got your extra golem, and you have your extra golem from the Ascendancy. So you have 3 of them. That's pretty goddamn good, dude. It's pretty insane. And then I also took the extra regen here. So now they have the leech from here, the regen from here. We don't take Sacrifice. We don't take Indomitable Army like the other one because we don't need the reses. Because when you go Elementalist, your golems are immune to elemental damage. And that's why you don't need to res cap your golems. And that's why you would then drop the skeletons. You don't have minions anymore. You're just stone golems. You're a stone golem build. What the heck is this, dude? 3 stone golems about to beat your ass. Okay, so then the skills stay the same after that. But 43, we go to 58 points. We get the extra Grave Pact, get the extra Purity of Flesh. 70 points, and Cruel Lab. We get Righteous Army, Redemption, Devotion. It looks very similar, doesn't it? We can grab Fearsome Force for the increased area of effect of the slams for the stone golems. And then also look, Elemancer now. Boom, we got an extra golem. We have 4 of these strong boys slamming around with their massive cooldowns. Kappa. No, they have the multi-strike, so we're good. And then this is when we get elemental ailment immunity. So yeah, no more freeze, no more chill, no more ignite. We're immune, boys. PogChamp. Because we'd have 105% with 3 golems. And okay, so then yeah, we took all that stuff that I mentioned onto the next 87. Is where we grab our Unwavering Stance, so we're stun immune, Barbarism, and we got Warrior's Blood with an extra 1 point there, because I had an extra point. 109 and Merc, you get the extra res and life, you get the extra 3 points here. Went to Constitution, got the life, got the extra res, got a jewel socket, didn't use it, but Merc Lab. You can get Paragon of Calamity, and a lot of people go, but this is useless. No, it has, for each element you've been hit by recently, 8% reduced damage taken out of the element, so you could get 8% reduced damage of all 3, fire, cold, and lightning. And then 109 and Merc, 116 and Merc, and Uber Lab, I mean, you get this Pendulum of Destruction, which gives increased area effect for 5 seconds every 10 seconds, so it'll increase the area of your auras, your Cyclone if you use a Cyclone, etc. And then we get the extra life here. We just filled out the rest of the stuff and the jewel sockets. Yeah, so that's my Stone Golem League start, and then the best part is when you get to the end game, okay? So big links at end of story is Stone Golems. So this is the Stone Golem links I recommend. You can also go melee, minion damage instead of melee fizz. It's pretty similar. And then Dreadbanner Pride with Generosity, and then we have Mortal Call, Flesh Offering, Frostwall, similar to the other build, but this is where it differs. So we have this is the same, but Spectres, Elemental Army to cap the res, because we don't have the Ele res from the skill tree, because we went Golems, and the Golems specifically are Elemental Immune, and so we have to worry about this minion specifically capping it, which it still needs a little bit more, so maybe get a jewel with some, or maybe spend... My point here is, I'm not doing this, but for anyone, they have to listen to the video. They have to make it to this point, 9 minutes in the video, and if they don't listen to this, and they have this problem, they're going to come to me later, why my stuff die? Well, your stuff might die, because okay, so look, Spectres are not capped. Okay, they're off by a little bit, like 6%. So what you could do is, if you want the extra survivability, is you could just sacrifice 4 points of life, right? It's very simple. It's so simple. And just take the extra sacrifice. Now your minions, your Spectres are res capped, and they're going to do way better. And if they still die, well, it's probably like physical damage, chaos damage. So that's when you want to like just... You're pushing shit that's too hard for the Spectres, and it'd be hard to make them survive. So then whatever content you're doing, you wouldn't have frenzy and power charges. Just assume that. So that's a bonus, that we have extra space in this build over the skeleton build, and so we can try to fit specters in. We can also try to fit elemental army because we don't have the res cap. So that was my point here. And if that's a problem when you guys play, that they die to maybe elemental damage, then you can raise their elemental res because they're not capped, and that might help. Also raising their chaos and raising their physical damage reduction through what's that cluster jewel notable called? Dread March? Yeah. Minion life, okay. And then I was able to also fit phase run because we're not running zombies, we're not running the extra golem with the maim and the feeding frenzy and all that shit. So we can actually fit phase run in this build too. So it's phase run, increased duration, second wind, blood magic, and I figured I didn't have a fourth link, so I just put blood magic and figured it'd be fun. Because instead of mana then, it's just life and you don't have to worry. So you're actually just smooth as fuck. Super smooth. You should be able to punishment and flame dash whenever you want. You won't have a mana problem, which is really nice. Alright, so yeah, this is my Stone Golem League starter. People wanted it, so I delivered. And so then this would obviously transition to my Carry-On Golem budget build way easier than the Necromancer, but really it's very similar. And so the biggest point is that, guys, truly going my Necromancer is kind of just better because it's going to be way more smooth. You won't have to worry about the survivability of minions as much because it's just skeletons. You can just respawn them, even if at worst case scenario they're pumping out pretty similar damage. Honestly, it's kind of insane. But also to keep in mind, the stone golems are gonna have a cooldown problem of the slam, but this is probably the best golem I can possibly put out, because the reason why I didn't go carry on golems as a league starter is back to the problem of minion survivability. Carry on golems need 10 non-golem minions to be alive for them to deal 50% more damage, and so that is 2 from skitterbots, but then you need 8 more. And well, let's say you get 2 or 3 from your specters and you can keep them alive, sure. 5? You're still missing 5. You gotta run zombies, and now you gotta keep zombies alive, and that's just a pain in the ass. We've been there, done that. Don't feel like doing it again. The way easier route is stone golems, and they actually don't look that bad when you run multi-strike, and their cooldown's fine when you don't have a billion attack speed yet, because it's league start. They're not bad. They're not bad. You could totally do this, and then like I said, it comes with 600 regen. And then it scales into our build. It's just going to be slightly slower because you're gonna be at the mercy of the AI of stone golems and the mechanics of its slam compared to just skeletons wiping full screens and Val summon skeletons. So like I present both builds. They're both really good, and they're probably better than anything I've done in the past. We've progressed so far in this game, guys. It's amazing. So both builds you're fine with, but this is for the people who wanted a golem build. There you go. I got you. I'm looking out. I got the whole build for you. Hope you guys do enjoy this. Hope you guys appreciate it. This took longer than you think, probably. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys. Thank you guys for all the support, and thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!